cost of a 4-year public education in our state now, college education in our state, it ranges from $91,000 at the University of Alabama to $56,000 at the University of North Alabama. So applying for scholarships is very important, but most high school seniors don't even bother to apply for those scholarships. Why not? That's a great question. Our friend Pam Mashburn from Potential Magazine is here to tell us the 7 reasons that most seniors don't apply for this. When you talk about almost $100,000 or almost $60,000 when you look at the lower range, I mean, this is a lot of money for any family.
Oh, it is. It is. It's so much more expensive than when we went to college. We've talked about this before, and so parents have to get involved in it. But the good news is there's also a lot of scholarship money out there. So between colleges and private organizations, there's $1.9 billion with a B.
That is
so
a
that's
lot of
encouraging.
Money.
Yes,
very encouraging. Because, you know, it's competitive.
It is.
It is very competitive out there. But you've narrowed it down to about the top 7 reasons kids don't apply for these. What's the first one?
The first one we found is that I'm afraid my GPA is not high enough.
Well, that's a valid reason.
One.
People would think this is very competitive, and they hear about their friends with the 4-point this or, you know, over.
Right, because they took AP classes,
yes.
right. So, but you know what? You shouldn't be scared about that because there are a lot of scholarships that don't look at GPA. If they're community involvement scholarships, leadership scholarships, and then at several universities, they don't look at GPA. I know Jacksonville State University, if you have a 26 on your ACT, regardless of grades, you can get a full tuition scholarship.
Yeah, so then we look at number 2, which is nothing my kids would ever think. My parents make too much money for me to get a scholarship.
Right. And now for financial aid, that may be true. But a lot of scholarships are need-based, and so they'll look at that. But there's many, many more that are not, and they're merit-based. Just that, have you helped in the community? Have you gotten involved in helping older people, or have you worked hard at your school? There's a lot of opportunities out there. There's even a scholarship for left-handed people.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Our president's left-handed, so maybe he used one of those scholarships.
He might have. He might have.
My sister's left-handed. I don't know. She went after her scholarships though. She really did good. I mean, some people are savvy about this, but some other people are intimidated because they don't know where to look.
Right. And there are books that are this big that have scholarships. Go online. There's scholarships.com. There's tons and tons of scholarships, but look at banks, look at your church, like the Methodist organization or the Catholic organization, they have those. Look everywhere, and start in 9th and 10th grade. Yes. There are scholarships for 10th graders.
I did not know that.
And there are some scholarships that once you've gotten through 11th grade, you're ineligible for. Oh, also, once they're in college, keep looking. There's still more scholarships.
Even after you're in college.
Even after, it's not over.
Well, and then, you know, a lot of kids, they're so busy. They have a lot on their plate, and they say, I don't have time to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? We have to look at it in a different way. And I think that also gets down to number 7, which is I'm afraid I'll be turned down. But you know what? You need to make time for this. If you think about, let's say a child or a teen spends 10 hours finding a scholarship, applying for the scholarship, and they get a $500 scholarship. That doesn't sound like much when you're talking about $91,000. But $500, 10 hours, that's $50 an hour. That's more than a lot of people make.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, and then another part of applying for a scholarship, I know a lot of them require that you write an essay.
Right.
And a lot of kids get, I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to get this scholarship.
I'm not a good writer, or my grammar's bad. But the great thing is, you don't have to write it in 5 minutes in front of someone. You have a chance to prepare for it. Get your counselors to help you. They know a lot about this. Talk to college admissions recruiters. You know, a lot of times people are one of the number 6 was I'm embarrassed to ask people to recommend me. You shouldn't be embarrassed to have anybody recommend you because they want to.
Yeah.
If somebody comes to me and asks me to recommend them, and I think they're a great kid, I am going to spend my time recommending. Of course.
Yeah.
One tip: do a resume and give it to that person that's recommending you, so that when they're filling it out, they can see all the clubs you've been involved in and all the things that you've done, so that they can use it as a reference when they're writing the recommendation. Yeah,
and then ask the people who know you the best, because they're probably more prone to say, yes, of course, I'll do that, because they know you better than anybody else. And I think number 7 is the one that probably deters the most people, and that is they just don't want to be turned down.
Right. I mean, we're always fearful of rejection, but I heard Ray White over at Troy University say, if you apply, what answer will you get? A no, okay, no big deal. Or a yes, money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're right where you were.
That's right.
Yes, you're ahead of the game.
You're ahead of the
There you
game.
go.
He didn't say money. I added that part.
Okay. I like that. But you know, we were talking about the fact that some people are just kind of embarrassed to do it. They think of it as, you know, say, gimme, 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 asking for a handout. I mean, come on, this is a lot of money.
It is, and I've heard people say it's a numbers game. So the more scholarships you apply for, the better your chances of getting them. So, you know, have your child say, I'm going to set aside 5 or 10 hours a week to work on an essay. And once you get one essay down, you can probably use it for multiple scholarships.
Yeah.
So it's a good investment of your time.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the better you get at it.
That's
so there
right.
you go. Start learning now. And where can they get Potential magazine?
Anywhere parents and teens are, and at schools, beauty salons, doctor's offices, you name it.
Right.
Text 42828 Potential, and you can be on our newsletter.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Pam, for being here. And